Good
Good
evening,
evening.
everybody. Oh, fucking hell. Good evening, everybody. It's been 35 days since these intrepid speed merchants were last on track, putting rubber to asphalt in racing conditions. That was at Miami for the season finale for season 7, as Campbell Adams put the exclamation point on his dominant season 7 display by taking the win 57 laps around Miami. There's been a change of allegiance that I'm sure you'll be aware of very shortly as we head into today, the season opener for season 8, as we head off to the iconic Australian track in Melbourne of Albert Park. My name's Andy Owen, and of course I am joined by the one and the only SJ. You've heard him already. SJ, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, very well, mate. How are you? How's things? You're looking forward to getting back into this. I'm sure it's going to be a great night of action around Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, my friend. Not just the fact that it's the new season, the season opener, but of course we've got an exciting full season ahead of us with plenty of different formats of racing. And of course, we've got the all-important driver lineup changes to talk about as well throughout the course of today.
Yeah, if they turn up, unfortunately, which is not what you want. But yeah, going into the new season, obviously new lineups. It's going to be very exciting to see what these guys are capable of, and also a completely different calendar to Division 2 to 6. So which is going to be very interesting to see as well. So that's something that we've done. And yeah, I'm looking really forward to it and can't wait. I think it's going to be great. Yeah, I'm looking really forward to it. I think it's going to be a great season, and yeah, so what else to say now? Just get ready with the action, and we'll get going, I guess.
Yeah, we won't be too long now before we get ourselves into the paddock to see these guys tackle, of course, full qualification this season. Full qualification followed by 29 laps of racing. They will be racing, of course, around Albert Park, as we've mentioned. Let's take a quick look at the track then. 5.2 kilometres, 3.2 miles, and 14 turns around this track. Not a great deal of elevation, but certainly plenty of opportunity to pass and do plenty of overtaking manoeuvres. I'm sure we'll see plenty of that throughout the course of the day today, SJ. Let's dive ourselves into the race format. I'm pretty sure that the guys will be coming in very shortly. We had a little bit of a lag issue there with the track map. I'll have to work on that, but everything else looks pretty good. Good morning, Patty. Yes, the CPU was indeed under a tiny little bit of pressure with a track map. I'm not entirely sure what that was, but I'm sure that will be resolved as long as the racing is clear, lag-free, and of course fast. We will be in great shape around Albert Park. 18 minutes in this first qualification session. Then we will lose. We will lose 3 drivers. So whoever finishes at the bottom of that classification that you can see there on that left-hand side will be eliminated and will not be allowed to participate, of course, in Q2. And then from Q2 into Q3, we'll lose another 5 drivers as we end up with the shootout with the top 10 drivers. SJ, we've obviously had the success for McLaren last year. There's been a change of allegiance as the reigning and defending world champion Campbell Adams moves to the red, the prancing horse of Ferrari. What are your thoughts around this qualification session and how the season starts today?
Yeah, well, obviously they are going to be the ones obviously on Spotlight. Unfortunately, they have got a lone wolf. Obviously, the other driver did not turn up, which is really disappointing. You want to try and get that full grid. We had a full 20. We were ready to go. We were obviously waiting on FBR Ruben and also Lumi as well. So a bit disappointing there from those guys, and hopefully they will be here next week at the next round. for Division 1. But yeah, the pressure is going to be on Campbell Adams. Obviously, he's defending champion from last season. Can he do exactly the same? Obviously, did have a little bit more competition coming into this season, but unfortunately, those aren't here. But he has got competition on the grid, and he's going to come under a little bit of pressure. How is he going to deal with the pressure? That's going to be a question. And how is he going to go with his new teammate as well? AMS Checkered Flag, been in here before, and obviously it's going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, it's, you know, that these guys obviously going into full quali, going to have an opportunity, so we'll probably see a retirement very early on, but it's going to be great to see how this session is really going to go. But the limelight is going to be on the McLaren of Gully tonight, and also Campbell Adams. Are you there, Andy? Have I lost you?
Yes, I am here. We're about to start the first hot lap of the evening. Then it's one of the Yuki brothers, BRT Yuki, in the Williams, and you're on board, SJ, for this first hot lap of the night.
Yep, so here we go, going into obviously the first part of the track in Sector 1, going with a DRS, getting onto the curb there, getting onto the third gear. They're pushing into fourth, losing a little bit of the ERS coming out on the exits. That's why you've got to be very, very careful. Getting as much speed as he can, getting a very, very good exit onto the curbs. Now he wants to try and get this in full swing, as much acceleration as he can without an invalidation. Then it's a nice little loop going all the way around over to the right, then getting onto the DRS. Then you'll be able to see if he's going to be burning that ERS now, going all the way through into Sector 2, coming up through the new part of Melbourne. Albert Park with the new graveyard area, very nicely on the curbs there, no validation, got around about 24%. He'll want to keep around about 20 to 15% on that last main straight in Sector 3 here. Very, very nicely done so far. A little bit of pressure on obviously Yuki, as he is the first car to set a time, but coming into Sector 3, you've got yellows already in Sector 1 going off there, coming around the final corner, 25% on the ERS, power all the way down the main straight with a DRS, and the time's going to be at 1:15.950 for the first hot lap of the season for Division 1 Season 8.
And looks like the next car to cross the line is going to be Childless, formerly Ferrari, and now, of course, driving for Alpine. He's going to go down towards the start-finish line, posting a 1:16.8. But something to note, he is on the medium tyre for this very first run. So it'll be interesting to see, actually, what tyres people choose. There's a few guys on different compounds. Don't worry, the people on intermediates are not out. There are 4 or 5 drivers looking at the medium tyre at the moment. So let's take a quick look to see if we can find somebody else on a fast lap. It's F1 Shorts is on the race down towards the line now on the soft compound tyre. He's going to set a reasonably quick time with a 16 flat to go second fastest. Haydo posts a 1:25.4. That's quite a slow banker lap. But let's have a quick look at the reigning world champion then, Campbell Adams. He's about to come around the final couple of turns, 13 and 14. A little bit of traffic out in front for the Ferrari man. Here he is, round 13 now. Now it's the drive in, and he's completely sold me a dummy and gone into the pit lane. Very much, Campbell. Much appreciated. But Evan in the Haas then. First time we've seen Haas tonight. As Evan heads down, looks like he's got some screen freezing happening as well there. So we'll just keep our eye on that. Evan throughout Sector 1 then. Tricky little sector, plenty of opportunity to invalidate here. If you get it ever so slightly wrong, but seems to tackle that reasonably well. It's now the quick right-hander, goes too deep into there, loses the back end, and now it's the long right-hand loop that SJ alluded to earlier on, before we get down towards the DRS zone. The wing wide open on the back of the Haas, as he goes to the graveyard, or the killer chicane, call it what you will. How does he tackle this? Rides plenty of curb on the exit, and of course the entry to plenty of that. Campbell Adams has left the session. If you can invite him back in, SJ. Here we go then, into this final sector. What can Evans post? Doesn't feel like a particularly quick lap for the Haas. Maybe something to do with these numerous screen freezers that he seems to be having. So that's something to note, actually. Yeah, that's a 1:20.4. That was a push hot lap all the way, and he's lost 4 seconds due to screen freezes. Next car that we'll take a look at is Kalki. Kalki on the soft compound tyre. Have we got any drivers here, SJ, that have been promoted up from Division 2? And are looking to...
You're on him now.
Kalki then. Kalki was the Division 2 champion, was he?
It's correct, yep.
Yeah, so Kalki being the Division 2 champion last year, will be wanting to lay down a marker. 44 flat then, as he heads into Sector 3. So this will be a good marker for Kalki then to see the difference. Now he's in with the real big boys in Division 1. Let's see what he can put down. Can he challenge here as well? That's the main question. Yuki still leads the way with a 15.9. Kalki feels quick. And he does. He goes third fastest with a 16 flat. That is a good lap from Kalki. 10.5 minutes left then, SJ, in this Q1 session.
Yep, just on board Treos Gamer on the medium compound tyres in 10th position at the moment. So, yeah, a brand new driver. The RB could be in trouble there. Could be a bit of... Treos Gamer's lost it. Coming out of turn 1, 2, 3 there. He's probably going to have to set a time, but he's lost a bit of control there. The RB could be in a little bit of trouble, though, for impeding. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to go there. But no, Andy, that's not the best start there. But I'll take you over to Alpha Gully, who is on an outlap at the moment. But Lexi has invalidated. There's a few invalidations, but we've only got one guy currently at the moment. Is BRT Yuki in the 15.9s. Obviously got Campbell Adams still on the pits. I can't invite Campbell because it doesn't come up on my ads at the moment, which is very unfortunate. So if you've got him, then if you could invite him, that'd be great. Or hopefully Kalki can get him in, or Chickard, his own teammate, could get him in as well, which would be good. But at the moment, we are going to jump on board with Gully in a second front outlap. But what's your thoughts to those times at the moment? 16s for Division 1 and a 15.9. Again.
Yeah, sorry,
Mr.
mate.
Owen, are you there?
I am, mate. Yeah.
You.
Sorry, I'm concentrating on trying to find Campbell. We will see a considerable amount of track evolution. It is, of course, a longer qualification session than we're used to, being full qualification. So we will see a considerable amount of track evolution as we get into the shootout. I will try and get Campbell Adams in, but trying to find people on this game is particularly challenging. And I need to get rid of some of these people because there are 372 of them.
Oh, Gully's got that all wrong. He's really got the exit wrong there and the entry as well. That's really unfortunate. We'll see what the time's going to be. He's on those medium compound tyres. A lot of the guys have gone, a few of the guys, sorry, unfortunately, have gone on those medium compound tyres. Zesify doing a 1:16.4, 6:47 at the moment, and Treos Gamer, which will go again, obviously made that mistake in 6:1. We've also then got Alpha Gully in P13 and obviously Campbell Adams, who's in the pits on those medium compound tyres, who hasn't set a time as of yet. But let's have a look what Gully's doing. He's doing a purple in Sector 2 at the moment. He's got very, very low ERS management at the moment. Campbell Adams has joined us back. He is back in the lobby as well, which is really good to see. So at the moment, Alpha Gully, let's have a look what he's going to do on his time. And we're going to cross the line. He's got 1:15.974 on those mediums. So, pretty good lap there for Alpha Gully so far. So good at the moment, Andy. But a few guys, obviously, Treos Gamer is going to go again on those medium compound tyres on an outlap at the moment. We've also got AMS checkered flag. He is on those softs. Let's see. There's no time set for AMS. Danger appears to Lexi and Thunder and Campbell, who are both in the pits at the moment. So still 6 minutes to go. Still some time to put out there. But at the moment, only 2 drivers in the 15s, Andy.
Yeah, only 2 in the 15s, but it will heat up, of course, over the next 6.5 minutes. And we'll see plenty of guys out there. There's still a whole host of drivers yet to set those times, as you mentioned. So it'll be interesting to see how soon they get out. Will they be too busy? As checkered flag does indeed take provisional, I say provisional fall, but certainly, P1 during Q1 with a 15.6. That's the next driver into the 15s. And he is bested by Danger immediately with a 15.4. So now we're seeing it beginning to heat up a little bit. Plenty of guys out. We've got Lexi. He's just coming through turn 12 into 13 now in that Kick Sauber. What can the Kick Sauber man plough down? Again, looks like a reasonable time. Maybe not up there in the 15s. As he just about squeaks into the 16s. One of the slowest drivers on track at the moment. Truos Gamer went out again, SJ. So do you want to walk us through this lap of Truos Gamer? He's just about managed to keep that valid, but go ahead.
He's really taking these curves very dangerously. Validate the first one. Now he's got 5 minutes. He's on those medium compound tyres. He needs to set times. He's still got JDMI and Campbell still to set times. We've got 5 guys in the 15s at the moment. It's a very, very impressive time there on those mediums for Gully at the moment, and I know that he could probably do more on them soft. So let's see where Truos Gamer is going to put that on those medium compound tyres. He's got a little bit more of the ERS. He's really managing the ERS going into the final hurdle, or the final last couple of corners, coming up to around about just under 4 minutes. He loses the back end there. That could lose him a couple of attempts. He just wants to try and see if he can get through safe. If he can get through safe, beating those soft compound tyres. He just looks a little bit nervous. This may have been just getting back into the game, getting back into Christmas, but we'll have to wait and see. But he is way off the time. Look at that. It's a 1:17. He is way off the pace at the moment. He's going to have to get those soft compound tyres and go again. But he's looking very nervous out on track at the moment from what I'm seeing. Making a little bit of too many mistakes in a few corners, which really shouldn't be making them. So we'll have to wait and see. And obviously there is under investigation. Viper is under investigation for impeding in Q1 as well.
Yeah, he seemed very unstable, didn't he, on those medium compound tyres throughout Sector 3. We've got Campbell Adams now on the soft compound tyre as he charges down towards the timing line, and he almost gets into the 14s. So same old story, different livery. Campbell Adams set of the fastest lap so far in Q1 with a shade under 4 minutes to go. It's a 15 flat for the prancing horse of Campbell Adams, SJ.
Yeah, and they've all tuned in for him tonight. Also, later on today, obviously, Campbell Adams did do a hot lap around Australia on our TikTok, so feel free to get amongst that. And yeah, he was giving us a little bit of a preview there, but yeah, it does not, it doesn't faze me. I knew that he was going to be quick. He's 4 temps, he's got 4 temps off him at the moment of Danger. But it'll be very interesting to see what Alpha Gully can do, and also Truos Gamer as well on those medium compound tyres. But at the moment, Hado, Evan and JDMI are in the danger zone at the moment, and it looks like we're going to see Evan go out. See a few retirements already though. Abyss and Yuki pretty happy. I reckon we are going to see this probably top 6 probably retire here, Andy, do you think?
Yeah, I think Alpha Gully will probably keep himself on alert just in case, being the quickest driver out on the medium compound tyre. But yeah, everybody from F1 Shorts down should probably be ready to go out and deliver one more lap just in case with this new qualification format, of course, that we've got here at Rush this season. We're on board with Chandler's at the moment, a man who is in danger, currently sat in P13. We've got plenty of drivers yet to leave the pit lane. So for Lexi, Truos Gamer, Hado, Evan and JDMI Thunder, Evan's out on track at the moment. Hopefully his screen freeze problems have been resolved. But yeah, those guys want to be looking to get themselves out on track. 2 minutes left of qualification and they need to start flooding out now, otherwise they're going to miss out. Chandler's then on the run down to the line. Can he improve and get himself into the 15s perhaps? No, he doesn't get into the 15s, but does get up to P10. So it's the top 5 that are happy with what they've delivered so far. Oh, Evan is all over the place. Yeah, he has had to back out of this lap. And he's got connection issues. So let's move on to somebody else. Who do we want to look at, SJ?
Well, Hado's on an outlap, Troyos Gamer's on an outlap, Lexi's on an outlap, and Lost Yuki is on an outlap. Zesify and Chandler's. I think Zesify could be out. We'll have to wait and see there. Chandler's looks like he's going to go again. There's a few of these guys look like they could. Unless Zesify is getting... I don't know what the Alpines are doing there, just keeping an eye on that at the moment. They look like they could be safe where they are. We've obviously got Kelki starting one as well. So there's a few guys starting one, but we'll on board Evan at the moment. I think he is going to be out, unfortunately, of Q1. And if you can get these guys ready to jump in to the comms box, we'll have a quick chat with them and see what happened at the moment. But we've got Hado starting his lap. 1:17.8. He needs to beat. Literally, he's going to have to really put some power down in that Haas and really pick up some speed. So he's got, did not go very well at going into first corner there. A little bit of traffic out in front. Is he going to get a nice toe? Is the car going to get in the way? Let's have a look here. So far, Hado is going out of Q1, and the same with JDMI. So we're keeping an eye on between Hado and JDMI at the moment. So JDMI is in Sector 2. Is he up on his time or down? Let's have a look. He hasn't actually said a time, so we'll go back to Hado. Hado's 2.5 temps up, so that's going to push him down to about the 17.6 at the moment. Still needs to find some serious pace as Churros Gamer is a 17.1. But let's have a look at the moment. Going into Sector 2, he's 5.5 temps up. Hado's flying. He's got some pace in that Haas. Is he going to be able to get through? Churros Gamer's 4.5 temps up on his time. This is going to be very interesting. We've also got JD My Thunder. He is coming around the last corner now to the main straight. Is he going to get himself out of Q1 or is it all over? Let's have a look. It's a 1:16.11. He is out. He's pushed himself up into P9. Hado now. Churros Gamer is in the drop zone. Hado is now coming down the last corner up the main straight. 1:17.8. Where's he going to do? He goes into a 1:16.8. Churros Gamer puts a 1:17.1. He pushes himself into P6. Lexi is out, I think, of Q1. Hado drops down into P16, and so does Lexi and Evan. Churros Gamer, and I think it was JD My Thunder got themselves out right at the last hurdle there. Andy, very, very close in that last part of Q1.
Yeah, close finish there in Q1. Not the start that Haas were looking for in Season 8 here at Melbourne at Albert Park, with both Hado and Evan out in Q1 and not progressing through to Q2. Right, let's see if we can get these guys in for a quick chinwag. Are you messaging them to get in, yeah?
I'm just doing it in the general now. Here we go. Comms. So I'll let you go over the standings.
Yeah, there we go then. So Q1 here at Melbourne. It's Campbell Adams who sets the quickest lap of the day. All the stuff at the top is incredibly interesting, but the most important thing is who's at the bottom. It's Hado, Lexi, and Evan. The three drivers eliminated. 110AB hangs on to finish in 15th position by 3/10, so a comfortable margin in the end. And then it's Zexify, Lost Yuki, Chandler's Viper, JDMI, Alpha Gully, F1 Shorts, Yuki, Churros Gamer, Kalki, Abyss, Checkered Flag, Danger, and of course the reigning champion Campbell Adams. One thing to note, as we said earlier on, Alpha Gully there on the medium compound tire gets himself through as one of the top 15 drivers in Q1. We head to Q2 then, and down to 15 drivers. I can't imagine Alpha Gully will be utilising the medium compound tire this time, SJ.
May just go out and set that banker time. That'll be the interesting part there. He may even go just set that banker, but I reckon we will see most of these guys use those soft compound tyres and try and push the time. We've seen there that Campbell obviously has pushed in the time there, so it's going to be very interesting in Q2. But we do have, unfortunately, the three guys eliminated from Q1, Hado, Evan, and Lexi. So we'll go over to Lexi. Lexi, mate, welcome to the comms box for the first time this season in Season 8 in Division 1. Give us a little bit of a heads sums up what happened in Q1 in your quali.
First off, hello. I'm unlucky, mate. I invalidated my last lap, and sadly, I did my first lap on used soft, so that wasn't great either. And I just didn't find the time on the used tires to get through to Q2.
Unfortunate. It's unfortunate. What's going to be the strategy now for Kicksauber going forward in this race?
I think just stay alive for the first few laps and see how far you can get in front.
It's always the way, mate. It's always the way. Mr. Owen, Andy Owen, have you got any questions for Lexi?
Yeah, it's a disappointing start to the season for you, my friend. You've managed to survive. Unfortunately, those slightly older tyres couldn't do the job for you. Have you got any, aside from just surviving the first lap, have you got any ambition this season around where you feel you can finish amongst this field of quick drivers?
Based on Q1 quali times, I'm sure I could get a fight over a few points.
Yeah.
So I think points are the goal for the race.
Good stuff, mate. Well done. Good luck in the race.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll then head over to our next interview, which is Evan. Evan, mate, welcome to the first interview in the comms box. Unfortunately, a little bit of connection issues there that probably didn't help with the screen freezers as well. But yeah, give us a little bit of a heads up on how you found that Q1.
I was a bit excited to drive out for my first division league until I noticed at the start of the lap my game starts to freeze for absolute no reason. Like earlier 30 minutes before quali, the game looks fine until I join the lobby, it just starts freezing everywhere.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. And it's just nothing we can do about it. You know, we can't fix it. We can't do anything about it. So we'll have to wait and see. But what about the race? Going into the race, how are you feeling going into the race? What's the strategy in your situation going forward?
I reckon for a one stop, maybe I'll go long on hards to hope for late safety car. I hope there's chaos in round one. I'm just praying for safety car at this point.
Well, hopefully you don't have any screen freezes and we can get that sorted, which will be really good. But Andy, have you got anything for Evan?
Yeah, Evan, I was on board with you on that first hot lap, and the screen freezers were massively excessive. Let's hope that settles down in time for the race. Same question to you that I asked of Lexi. You know, what are your ambitions here at Rush Racing League in Division 1 for this season?
I'm actually here because I found out that this league is established in Australia. So I find it I'll just race here because it's nearer to my home country. Less lag spikes. That's the actual reason. And just to have fun.
Good man. I love to hear that. It is all about having fun. It's difficult sometimes, certainly if you've got a bit of screen freeze. But yeah, thanks so much for that. And good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Awesome, right, and then we'll go over to, unfortunately, the last one. Hado, mate, so close, right near the end. Obviously, you picked up a lot of time, but Churros Gamer just had a little bit more pace there. Give us a little bit of a gauge of what happened in Q1.
So first couple of laps, I haven't done any practice, so I'm 100% winging it now. So I just missed my braking points a couple of times, and that 125 Andy had commented on was just a banker that I backed out of. So try my best to improve on the second lap, but no, I invalidated the George Russell area, so had to come in, and then final lap I improved by a second. I was pushing as hard as I could, but it just wasn't enough.
I think really, tonight is obviously just trying to score as many points as you can and getting points on the board for Haas. Obviously, this is not your division, your Division 2, so a little bit of a stepping stone moving forward, but also a little bit of secret information because you're already going to have an opportunity to race tonight and then race tomorrow. So for you, it's probably a little bit of research, isn't it, of how quick you can go and what the pace is going to be like for tomorrow's race, I guess.
Not really, because I'm at Monza. Well, the rest of us are going to be at Monza.
Oh yes,
So
yes, I completely forgot. Sorry,
yeah.
my bad.
So
Brain fart, brain fart.
Don't use the same
yeah, so,
setup.
Well, he'll have
Nah.
practice like from round 12. when Australia's in round 12, I think it is. No,
Yeah.
sorry, my apologies. I completely got that wrong. Oh,
So you know,
push it over to you, Andy. I got that wrong. I'll just be quiet.
Yeah, no worries. Hado, first and foremost, thank you so much. It sounds like you're listening to us in the comms box because you heard us talk about the 125, so thank you very much for that. Everybody else should be doing exactly the same. Yeah, again, same question to you, my friend. What's your ambition for this race? Obviously, up into Tier 1 for this evening. What's your ambition for this race? But more importantly, what's your ambition for the rest of the season in Division 2?
well, for tonight, I'm hoping to continue from reserving out last season. I finished off with a top 10, so I want to try to continue that, but any points will do for tonight. So dreaming big, just gonna go long tonight, and then for the rest of the division, for Division 2, I don't know, just try to stay as consistent as possible. I was last season, but not as much as I could have, so you know those top 5s could come into podiums and hopefully win. So you know if I just keep it a little bit more consistent, I think I'll be right for the rest of Division 2.
Good man, good stuff. Well, good luck for tonight up in Div 1, and let's hope you can really kind of put the pedal to the metal for the rest of the season down in Div 2, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that. My apologies. I got confused. I still get confused as well. 60 viewers in there tonight. Thank you very much. Let's get to the big 70. Let's push another 10 in there and really support Division 1 tonight for Division 1 round number 1. Remember, I have completely lost my brain cells tonight because I thought that this was the race tomorrow, even though it's not. It's Monza. So I don't even know what I'm doing either. But we all make mistakes. So, yeah, obviously some of the guys that have jumped up from Division 2 are doing obviously a completely different race tomorrow. So from that, Hado, I do apologise. But at the moment, Andy, we've got Danger with 115.813 sitting in the pedigree at the top there, with Chandler's in P2 with 115.891. So pretty close there between them two. And then Chandler's not far behind with a 115.952. So all on the soft compound tyres. And we still have True Oz Gamers, Zisified Viper. Guy has gone out on the mediums. And he's put a 115.9 again. And there you go. Camelams puts in a 114.853. We were never going to think that he was going to do it, but yes, of course he's going to do it. But still plenty of guys still to set times, and this is going to be where it's all going to matter now, because obviously 5 guys go out of Q2, Andy.
Yeah, we'll lose 5 drivers. We were just not on board, but we were watching Campbell Adams and Checkered Flag there, flying in formation on their qualification lap, on their first run here in Q2. And it worked wonders for them as they sit atop the classifications here with a shade under 6 minutes to go. They might be slightly out of kilter here when it comes to setting laps. So it may be that the 2 Ferraris are happy with what they've done with that 14.8 and 15.1. 7/10 quicker than Danger, currently sat in 3rd. Danger yet to leave the pit. Alpha Gully, I did say earlier on that he may well not move on to the medium compound tyre in Q2. How wrong was I? My mistake as well. He set himself a 115.9. Currently sat in P6 now as Abyss moves above his teammate into P3. Somebody's asking about the Discord.
Yep, sure thing. Let me just... I think it's... Is it? I think it's that and that and that and that. No, that doesn't work. Hang on, 2 seconds. I'll just fire that in for them. Just bear with me. Fire that in. should work the link, but I will look into that and get that sorted for round 1 tomorrow with Division 2. But there you go, guys. There's the Discord, so feel free to get on board. Yeah, no, obviously you did get that wrong, so we're both making mistakes tonight, aren't we? 4 minutes to go, and he looks to be pretty happy with that time. Obviously, 5 guys in the 15s at the moment, and obviously the Ferrari seem to have a real plan that they're playing tonight. They're using that toe to get a little bit more extra speed, even though Campbell is probably checking is not up to Campbell's pace. Obviously not putting a down on it, but it's probably 100% true. So to get anything off Campbell's speed and that time is definitely going to help him going into obviously Q3 at the moment. But at the moment, Churros Gamer, Yuki and Zissify and Viper and JDMI are all in the drop zone. Obviously we've got Zissify on an outlap at the moment, so he's going to have to get through to past a 1:16.8 to get through at the moment, and we probably will see these guys come up for one more lap, last ditch lap, before the end of the time, with around about just under 3.5 minutes left of this Q2. But some very good partnerships working there. The 2 Ferraris and the 2 Red Bulls, and we saw the 2 Alpines also working with a tow, and also the Williams. So a lot of teamwork going on there tonight in Q2 as well, Andy.
Yeah, plenty of teamwork happening. Very good from the Ferraris early doors. They've both called it quits. They can see that they're probably safe. I'm surprised that the 2 V-Carbs and Zexify and JDI have left it so late. Very difficult to just put all your eggs in one basket, as the saying goes. F1 Shorts and BRT Yuki had just invalidated their latest quick lap, so they're going to have to recharge that battery and go again. Again, leaving it very, very late to get themselves in. But Zexify here on a quick lap through the chicane of death. On his way down to the final few turns here in Sector 3. What can he deliver? Can he get himself up into that top 10, or has he left it too late? He would have an opportunity to get round if he's got enough fuel. He would have enough fuel and enough time to get himself round if he's not overly happy and get one final last run in. Into the 12, 13, 14s. He's going to be in the 15s, I think. No, he's in the 16s, so he's only up into 10th. And there lies the problem. He's going to have to get himself round and try and go again because he's just not safe there with a 16.3 SJ.
Yeah, if he's got enough fuel, he's going to be able to go again. It's not a bad time. Obviously, a 16.8 to a 16.3, a little bit of quite a few temps there missing, but obviously, look how many drivers still have not got to set laps. You've got obviously Churros Gamer, both the RBs, and obviously the Aston Martin of JDMI Thunder, who has obviously not set a lap as well, and also Yuki is going to go again. So Zissify could be in a little bit of trouble here, and so could some of the other guys as well, because I think Yuki is into the pits now, and I don't think he's going to be able to get out. So he thinks he's probably safe on a 1:16.3 at the moment. So it's not much between Yuki and Zissify with a 1:16.3 and a 1:16.368. So we are going to go and see who do we jump on board with? Who do you think? Churros Gamer, Viper, or JDMI, or Watanabe, or Luke, or Yuki? Who do we jump on board with for the final?
Let's go for JDI, because JDI left it late in Q1, got himself out, and then managed to climb up the classifications and put a really good lap in. So I think if we want to see a good lap, no offence to any other drivers, of course, I'm sure they'll all put good laps in, but JDI has got a little bit of form from Q1, so you're on board with JDI as he crosses the line. Start his hot lap, SJ.
Here we go. So JDI to get through into Q3, takes into turn 1 very nicely on the curbs, getting a lot of acceleration there. Do not burn too much of their EIS. He's going to have to save a little bit of traffic in front of him, so we could give a little bit of a tow going into turn 3, then getting into 4th gear, dropping it down. No, he stays in 4th gear very nicely. There's still a lot of ERS, still managing there very, very well so far. Pushing it up to gear 7, drops down to gear 5, then up to gear 6 very, very quickly. As here we go, you can see that he is going to get a nice little tow off the back of the RB here. This could be very good news for JDMI. Moves over to the left, gets onto the DRS, onto the ERS as well. Still around about 38%. Still do not know the time because he hasn't set one. Very nicely through the curbs there, keeping it within track limits at the moment. 27% of ERS to go. He's probably got 3 corners to go before the main straight on Sector 3 to see if he is going to make it into Q3. Watanabe looks like he could be going out or could be staying. A little bit hesitant there coming out in the last couple of corners. Oh, he's lost the back end there. He could have lost a couple of attempts. Here we go. He's going to cross the line. It's a 113, a 114, a 115, a 115.8. Puts himself in a P6. Phenomenal lap there by JDMI Thunder.
Yeah, super lap that from JDI. Gets himself into Q3, into the 10-car shootout, because we've lost Watanabe, Zexify, lost Yuki, Truos Gamer and Viper. Truos Gamer and Viper, the 2 V-carbs, not setting a time in Q2. So that is incredibly interesting from those guys. A horrible Q2 after getting themselves through Q1. So a horrible Q2 for V-carb. Just about okay for the Yuki brothers, or at least half of them, as BRT Yuki sneaks through by 0.02 of a second in front of Watanabe in P11. That's what we're talking about here in Division 1. The times can be tight, the times can be close. And it's the Williams who gets through in front of the Aston Martin into the shootout, SJ.
Yeah, very, very interesting. I can't get OJ Stumping into the chat, so I don't know what's going on there at the moment, which is a little bit frustrating. But yeah, no, there we go. Great lap there by JDMI. Really pushed that to the last part, and phenomenal. So we'll get these guys in for an interview.
Yeah, absolutely. So Campbell Adams and Checker Flag, then in the 2 Ferraris, leading the classifications in Q2, heading the way into Q3. Alpha Gully getting himself off the mediums onto the softs, up into P3, and then Danger and Abyss. So the McLaren splitting 2 teams. Aston Martin's JDI getting himself up into P6. P7, it's the Alpine of Chandler's. F1 Shorts in the Kick Sauber P8. P9, it's Kalki, the Division 2 champion, doing a magnificent job. Williams, BRT, Yuki in P10. Then the guys to miss out: Watanabe, Zexify, Lost Yuki loses out, True Oz Gamer, and Viper.
Yeah, I'm trying to get... there we go. He's changed his name. It is Lost Yuki, so I will get him in there. So they've both changed their names to go similar there, so I'll just try and get those guys in as well. No, I don't want to do that. I want to edit that. Let me just get the other driver in. Lost Yuki. Right, so who do we have in the comms box? Here we go. Right, so first up, we've got True Oz Gamer. True Oz Gamer, welcome to your first ever appearance in Rush Racing League in Season 8, mate. Made it through Q1. Didn't look confident in Q1. Made it through into Q2, but didn't make it into Q3. What happened in quali, my friend?
Yeah, look, I literally got home 10 minutes before quali started, so I had 0 practice. So as you could see on the stream, I was rusty as all hell. Q2 invalidated on the old softs. That was fine. That wasn't much of an issue. The final run, though, I turned the brake bias more rearward, tried to absolutely send it into the quick chicane before the back straight, and back end just kicked out and went over the line.
Okay. Oh, yeah. And that is not. I think that's an ongoing thing at the moment we're hearing. Obviously, not enough practice, and obviously, I think at the moment, as you're seeing, that you're going to need to do practice against these guys. They got some serious pace, and obviously, you've driven with a few of these guys from other leagues as well. And really disappointing to see both of you go out, both of your teammates as well. So. What's the plan? What's the strategy for RB going into the race?
Wait for everyone else to get penalties and pick up the pieces.
Okay, I like that. That's pretty straightforward. But hopefully that it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting race. But still feel that you can score points and compete in the grid tonight.
Oh, absolutely, mate. If I did that lap, it was probably about P6 for Q2.
Okay, nice. All right, well, wish you all the best in the race, and over to you, Andy.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. I like the confidence there in your response to SJ around being able to pick up the pieces. That is a very similar strategy to the one I use. Hope everybody else picks up penalties and crashes. Keep it clean. Keep it pointing in the right direction with all the wheels on the car. And things usually work out quite well. So good luck indeed for the race, mate. Have you got any ambition for the season, or is it just a case of take it one race at a time?
New league, fresh start, just see where we go. First sort of 5 rounds, assess it from there, really.
So again, a nice, simple, blunt and to the point answer. I like it. Thank you very much and good luck for tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, who else do we have in the comms? But it looks like we're not going to get the rest, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. So yeah, but let's talk about the guys that did get eliminated from Q3 there, Andy. So first up, we'll talk about Watanabe. Aston, pretty good from a Div 2 driver. Obviously jumping in. Obviously Haydo, we spoke to earlier on as well, another Division 2 driver. Oh, actually we do have. We'll go back to this person after, but pretty good there from Watanabe, the TP of Aston there, Andy.
Yeah, I think he'll be pleased with getting himself into Q2. He'll be a little bit devastated that he missed out by 0.02 of a second to get himself into Q3. But yeah, a real good opportunity for him to make some moves from the middle of that pack. The midfield, it will be a test in the midfield, of course, as they go through turns 1 and 2, and then the race down towards that tight right-hander. But yeah, I'm sure he'll be pleased.
It's definitely, it's going to be very interesting to see how he goes into the race. And we do have the Williams teammate of OJ Stompin, known as Lost Yuki. You've changed your name. That really confused me. Q1 obviously went well. You got through. Q2 unfortunately didn't. Give us a little bit of a heads up what happened in quali.
Yeah, Q1 was good. Did what I needed to do, you know. Could have been a better lap for Q1, but yeah, it was fine. Got through to Q2. And then Q2, I did the banker, you know, all fine and dandy. And then my teammate went out early because he thought he was going to invalidate, which he did. And I tried to leave it as late as possible to go out and not screw him at the same time. But I went out a bit too late, screwed him, and invalidated, but he made it to Q3, which was fine with me, so yeah.
Fair enough. How do you feel that your teammate's going to do? Obviously, at the moment he's in Q3, seeing 116, 116, putting himself in P6, looking very, very fast. Obviously, you are both new debutants this season. You're on the same team. We saw you obviously in pre-season, struggled a little bit, but it's obviously going to get used to it. How are you feeling that your race pace is going to be against these guys in Division 1?
I think I can do pretty decent. I think it just depends on the day. Like practice, I've done quite well in. We did a different league, which was 100% race on Australia yesterday, and I got top 4 in that. I don't think it's as competitive as this at the moment, but I think I can get some points. Possibly like a top 7, like a 7th place if I really push it. So yeah.
Well, nicely done. Nicely done. Wish you all the best in the race, and I'll pass you over to Andy if he's got any questions for you.
Yeah, unfortunate there, mate. Unfortunate not to get through to Q3. But again, I love the confidence from you in terms of being competitive. Nice that you've got real good race experience around Australia from only yesterday. So that should pay dividends for you later on during this session. Any ambitions for the race from where you are on the grid?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get a couple moves off the start. Hopefully, by the end of lap 7-ish, I want to try and move myself up to maybe P9. That's the ambition. I think I've always struggled with the overtaking side, and yeah, I'm just gonna push as hard as I can and do the best for the team, you know?
Good stuff, mate. Well, good luck in the race. And yeah, hopefully you can get up alongside your teammate and bring it home for the Williams.
Thank you, mate. Yeah.
Okay.
Not a lot of action happening out on the track at the minute, SJ. We do have, of course, Those two Ferraris working in tandem yet again. Campbell Adams with checkered flag into the 14s, a 14.6 for Campbell Adams, a 14.8 for checkered flag. We've got JDI, Mr. Thunder. He's just starting his next flyer. So let's jump on board with him, SJ. He's just going to fly down now towards this tight right-hander. Currently sat 10th at the back of this shootout field, but yet to set a time. Same as Alpha Gully and Danger. No time set for them. I saw Danger pull out of a lap. He was flying in formation with Abyss earlier on, but decided to back out. He was too close to the back of his teammate. Couldn't get through. JDI, on his way down then through the long right-hander, about to pick up DRS, wing wide open, of course, on this Aston Martin down towards the car killer. How is he going to tackle this? Tackles it reasonably well in the first half, somehow manages to keep the lap valid, but ends up in the gravel. And that will be his time incredibly compromised. And I would imagine, with a shade under 4 minutes left in this session, I would imagine that he'll probably dive into the pit lane real quick, throw some fresh boots on SJ and get himself back out.
Yeah, we obviously got he knows he's got the pace. He had the pace early on in Q2 to get through to Q3. So we're very interested to see if he is on fresh tyres, on a banker. We'll have to wait and see. There's a 116.257, so we'll be pretty happy with that. We've seen the two Ferraris, as you say, going in tandem at the moment with 114.668 and a 114.8. So obviously put a little bit of a toe there. It's going to be very interesting to see the Red Bull, obviously not with the other Red Bull, to see if they work together. And also that is it, because everyone else is one Alpine, one Merc, one Williams, one Aston, one Kick. And there you go. Checkered is pretty happy with that time and feels that that can't be beaten. So very confident there. Could be overconfident.
Wow.
Because Alpha Gully hasn't set a time. Danger hasn't set a time yet. And these guys could go on a fresh set of softs. So could it be overconfidence there? That you don't want to start getting overconfident, even though it's a good time. But we just do not know what these guys are capable and how much the track's going to warm up right near the end.
The Ferraris have thrown down the gauntlet right there, making sure both cars retire with a shade under 3 minutes left in the session. That will only encourage the likes of Abyss and Alpha Gully. That will only encourage them to get out and throw down a quick lap. It'll be interesting to see how they tackle it. JDI Thunder into the pit lane. Looks like he is done. 2 minutes left. Not enough time for him to get out. We got on.
Shorts is invalidated.
Yeah, Shorts is invalidated. He's got enough time. He's got enough time. He's got enough time to build battery. He's got enough time to get himself around again. It looks like he might have enough fuel, so we will have one more shot at it. Everybody else is on an outlap then. So Abyss, Chandler's, Kalki. Kalki doing a magnificent job in P5. BRT, Yuki, Alpha Gully and Danger yet to set a time, but out on the track. So Alpha Gully's actually the car following the Kick Sauber of F1 Shorts. Do you think he's the main threat to the Ferrari duo? Or are we thinking somebody else?
No, I think Abyss is going to be up there, and I think Kalki's going to be up there, and yeah, it's Yuki, and here we go. We're going to see Shorts. He's just going to go around again, so we'll keep an eye on Shorts at the moment, because he will be the last person to do. We've got 5 more people to get to 70 views, ladies and gentlemen, so keep it coming. Invite your neighbours, your cousins, your aunties, your uncles, your sisters, your brother, your nan, your granddad, your mates across the road. Get them all in for the more action of Albert Park Round 1 for Division 1. Currently it's going to stay the Ferraris with the double P1 and P2, but will they be knocked off? That's going to be the question here. We've got F1 Shorts on a lap at the moment. He has got a purple in Sector 1 already, so let's have a look at that time. He's doing a 116.555. He's going to have to pull something out the bag here to really push off Campbell and Checkered on that 14s. 3.5 temps up. That's going to take him around about to the 16.1. He's still miles off the time. JD Myers called it a night. He is done and dusted. We've still got Shorts going round at the moment. Behind him, though, is Alpha Gully, and I will take away the last few couple of cars for Q1, and Andy will take the start of this race. So going into the last corner, going across the line, where is F1 Shorts going to end up in this session? P4, fantastic. Now we've got Gully crossing the line. Goes P4. And then we've got the Merc of Kalki. What's he going to do? He goes P3, and then that is it, I think. I think we've got Biss, but Biss is invalidated, and he's given Danger the biggest toe you've ever seen. Can Danger knock off the Ferraris in Q3? Gets out of the way. Good play there by Red Bull, working very well together. Danger going very wide. We've seen him very, very quick in Division 2. But is he going to be able to knock it? He's got one corner to go. Is it going to be a Red Bull on the podium for Q3 starting the race? Let's have a look. Cross the line. P4, the Ferraris did enough on 1:14.6, and there you have it. That is the end of qualifying for Q3. Great job there for Q3. A bit of a domino effect there in the classification results, Andy.
Yeah, absolutely. What a last little session we had. The confidence of the Ferraris pays off in the end as Campbell Adams' checkered flag sit themselves on the front row. A front row lockout for the Ferrari. Mercedes then in P3 with Kalki alongside the Red Bull of Danger in P4. Yuki and the Williams then splitting those two Red Bulls as he's in P5 alongside TTV Abyss OCE in P6. It's Alpha Gully who'd got himself up into P4 but then relegated further down as Track Evolution took over in the McLaren P7. F1 Shorts P8. Chandler's P9 and JDI Mr. Thunder in the Aston Martin starting this race in 10th position.
There you go. There you go. That's the start. That's the end of the full quali. And what a session. What a session that was. And a little bit of investigation though. So Viper being investigated for an impeding in Q1, that will be obviously one to look at because that's a quali ban straight up. So a massive penalty already. And Andy, before we even get over the way, looking a little bit dull out there tonight, isn't it?
I was just thinking the same thing. The sun has not got his hat on today. It's a little bit murky over there in that top left-hand corner. There are no umbrellas in the crowd. The crowd look relatively comfortable, so short sleeves for the majority of the people above those Melbourne signs there. But yes, it's definitely murkier than it was moments ago in Q3 and throughout the whole of the qualification session. So maybe we'll see some inclement weather around Albert Park. Be interesting to see what strategy people have got for this race. That may give us an inkling into rain and if it's going to come. But we are about to get going, my friend. The lights are up and now they're out, which means it's Saturday night showtime and we've got a DNF already on the line. It's Lost Yuki. Lost Yuki is out, but it's Campbell Adams streaking away in the Ferrari, followed by checkered flag, Kalki, Danger and Yuki battling it out, the remaining Yuki, as Yuki in the Williams gets out in front of Danger, but Danger fighting back down towards that tight right-hander. And it's a full safety car, actually, as they come off the line. So those changes in position will have to wait. Lost Yuki loses the front right tyre, and he is out of this race, SJ. What a disappointing start that is for the Williams team.
Yeah, no, and obviously a lap 1 investigation already going into the new season in Division 1. It just didn't look like he got off the line, so well, that will be looked at by the stewards. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the reports are open, so Lost Yuki, if you've got some evidence to put in, put your report in. Evan is glitching all over the place. It is so unfortunate. Yep, that connection is not good at the moment. Yeah, safety car going out there and Gully going on the hard compound tyres. We've also got Hards and we've got Ruben there. Ruben is in the Merc, so take that away. He is reserving for McLaren. So if he does get points, he will get points for McLaren. And he is a latecomer, unfortunately. But this season, obviously, with the no leaving the sessions and bits and pieces, it's been a bit more. We've given a little bit more leniency this time for drivers to join in a little bit later, with a little bit of contact, a little bit of communication as well. As long as that's been communicated, then we don't have a problem. But yeah, so we do have 19 on the grid. Unfortunately, Lumi is the only one that is missing. But yeah, not the start really in Division 1 wanted to go, especially for the Williams team there for Lost Yuki. And yeah, that's obviously an investigation as well. That's not gone to plan for one of the Williams drivers. So we are down one, and Evans retired. Evans called it as well. He's probably said the connection's just not good enough. So we've lost two, and looks like Haas and Williams are going to be solo tonight.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that Evans decided to call it a thing, and I'd like to applaud him for that decision as well, because it was going to be a problem out on track for anybody else around him. The screen freezers were monumental, and you can see after halfway through the first lap he was 7 seconds off the back of the group. So yeah, I think that's a wise decision from him. It does leave obviously Hado as the sole Haas driver, currently sat P17. He'll be looking to catch up the back. Looks like he'd had some damage there on that first lap as he's pitted and thrown a fresh set of medium tyres on, which leaves Alpha Gully now as the only car on the track with hard tyres. The only car on that strategy, SJ, as the safety car's coming in this lap. Very quick safety car.
Yep.
Yeah, good strat this for Alpha Gully, do you think?
Yeah, not a bad strat, actually. It's going to be very interesting. Oh, Ruben's good at 10 seconds for hitting Lexi. So that's not the best start for him. So yeah, he's going to have to serve that, and I don't know what's going on there, so that's really unfortunate. But yeah, no, a good strat there for Gully. It'll be very interesting to see how we go, and obviously the two Ferraris have been very, very good in qualifying. But Campbell takes it away, so here we go on lap 3 coming up. I think this is lap 3. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yep, lap 3 out of 29. And we have 17 cars, and we've lost Evan and Yuki in the Haas and the Williams. Will Campbell pull away from his teammate? That's the problem. Will he be able to keep him in that DRS? Because we know he's got some serious pace. But Kalki in that P3 position at the moment, doing a great job. And will Gully be able to stay with the pack on those hard compound tyres? That's going to be the question here at the moment. But yeah, a real good job by the Ferrari and also the Red Bulls. P5, P6, and the Ferraris P1 and P2. And the Aspins, P10 and P11. So yeah, pretty good going by those three teams. Back to you, Andy.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody got caught particularly sleeping, certainly in the top 12, 13 drivers. A couple of the guys in Lexi, Viper and Ruben just off the pace a little bit, have dropped out of DRS range down towards the rear of the field there. But out in front, Danger getting very close to BRT Yuki, having a little look up the inside there at turn number 11 as they hit turn 12 now. Has decided to manoeuvre himself back, probably a wise decision from the Red Bull, but he's going to be taking a look. DRS will be activated as they cross the line, starting lap number 4 here of 29 at Albert Park. Campbell Adams putting down a marker for the first quick lap of the race with a 1:18 flat. We'll certainly see quicker than that as the back end actually of Danger gets all out of shape, and he's going to come under pressure from his teammate actually down towards that tight right-hander, but Abyss decides not to challenge his teammate into the tight right-hander and just allows Danger to try and regain the settlement of that car and try and chase down the Williams of BRT Yuki. Anywhere else on the field we've got some action. The two Aston Martins trying to chase down F1 Shorts as they head round down towards the chicane of death. Let's just check in with Kalki again as he's trying to chase down and sticking quite nicely with the two Ferraris, and he's just beginning to drop BRT Yuki ever so slightly, SJ.
Yeah, staying within their DRS as well. We're also seeing Alpha Gully, and obviously these Red Bulls have got to get this right because Alpha Gully is right behind, picking some serious pace up on those hard compound tyres. And there you go. Abyss makes a mistake. Alpha Gully into P6. Now he's going to attack Danger on those hards. They're already on 3 laps. He's already got them probably up to 10. It's going to be very interesting. He's going to get in the DRS of Danger as well. But as you're saying, Yuki making a few mistakes and bringing Danger into it. And if he's not careful in a couple more attempts, he's going to lose the DRS to Kalki. Kalki will stay behind the Ferraris. He'll use them to his best advantage. As we've seen in the esports at the over the space of the 4-day event, they just stay within the DRS. They don't make an overtake until they have to. So literally, Kalki could stay behind the Ferraris all race until the last lap and then go for it. you know, it could be the same strategy. It's going to be very interesting how it's going to work, because you're looking at the two Ferraris being in P1 and P2. Are they going to double stack? Are they going to stay together? What are they going to do? That's going to be the question. So far, so good. Kalki using the Ferraris to get away from the DRS, and he's already done that to Yuki already, as we see the Ferrari switching around there, so working very, very well together. Definitely in comms, but Kalki doing a great job. And Gully, this is going to the wall, because Danger's into the wall, bad re-entry, and we've got another safety car. And he's gone straight across the track.
Yeah, we've got another safety car there. Alpha Gully made a monumental move on both Yuki and Danger going into that car killer chicane, which has proved to be true as Danger goes straight through it into the wall. But Alpha Gully had made a magnificent move, managed to get out from behind the weaving Red Bull of Danger, get through a gap that didn't look like it existed between the Williams and the Red Bull, get himself up into P4, and then chaos ensued as Danger lost it, went through the chicane virtually sideways, and then of course into the wall, narrowly missing the McLaren of Alpha Gully. But that was some move by Alpha Gully, and on that hard compound tyre, we'll see if anybody decides to dip into the pit lane. There have been a few. So Lexi, Hado, Zexify, Ruben. Looks like he's in the pit lane as well. Abyss and Watanabe. Watanabe may well need an invite if you've got him, please, SJ. I did see him leave the session. I've not seen him join back just yet.
I don't, actually. Unfortunately, I don't. He is on the next page, and I can't invite him. He's on the next page of my invites. So if the lobby host can, or someone else get him in, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend. I've already had criticism for scrolling through my 400 friends to try and find Campbell Adams, so I won't be doing that again.
Yeah, he's going to have to add the host, unfortunately. Or the host is going to have to add him. Yeah, a little bit of drama there from Danger. Obviously got so many license points last season and managed to keep the seat, but not the best start there, unfortunately. So now we've got three different teams out. Danger in the Red Bull, Evan in the Haas, and Lost Yuki in the Williams. Question is does Gully have damage after that incident with him? It just happened so quick. It's going to be interesting, and this is also bringing Ruben into this race as well. He's on those hard compound tyres. He's already stopped. This is not helping Gully's situation though, because he's gone on those hards, two safety cars. It's going to be a very interesting strategy going into the end here. But yeah, obviously Abyss has been very hurt by that, because obviously they were very, very close together between them and his teammate. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But yeah, if we can get Watanabe in from Kalki, that would be great. Then we go from there.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. And yeah, I think Abyss, as much as Abyss is now pitted on the hard tyre, I think he's in a relatively good position here. He's the leading car of the group that have already hit the pit lane. The top 10 yet to come down through the pits to change the compound of tyres. I'm surprised that maybe some of those medium runners haven't come in, and obviously I know that there's 5 people who have. I'm surprised that perhaps a few more haven't. Maybe they're banking on more safety cars as we manoeuvre our way through this 29 laps. 6 of them done and dusted. We're on the 7th one right now. And Alpha Gully in a reasonable position. All the hard runners down at the bottom. Reasonable position for them as well. And as you said, Ruben now getting himself in the Mercedes, but fighting for points for McLaren, getting himself onto the back of this group. The safety car will indeed come in at the end of the 7th lap. Will go green once more, and it will be on checkered flag this time in the Ferrari to get us going, with Kalki and Alpha Gully the two main components from a threat perspective to try and challenge those Ferraris that are out in front, SJ.
Yes, definitely. It's going to be very interesting to see how that strategy is going to go. Kalki, if you're tuning in, or anyone else tuning in, or even the Aston Martin, can someone invite Watanabe? I don't have him. I can't invite him. He does not go. I can't get onto the second page. So I can't invite him, unfortunately. I've only got... Yeah. So if I can't invite him, unfortunately. So if someone else can, that would be great. He's in. Awesome. There we go. Job
Great.
done. Yeah, so we're going to go on to the safety car restart, and obviously Chequered has gone for it, and yeah, Campbell's sticking right beside him. You've then got Kalki in P3, you've got Gully in P4. Having that little bit of an incident there with Danger, that will obviously be looked at by the stewards then. We've got then Yuki in P5, Chalmers in P6, F1 Shorts in P7, JD and Fundy in P8, Trios Gamer in P9 with his teammate P10 right behind him. Then you've got TV Abyss in P11 warming up those tyres there. You've got Watanabe in P12 who's gone AI and has caused a big incident with Lexi there. So that might be looked at as well. You've then got Hado in P13, P14 Zesify, Lexi in P15. Now Rubens into P15, Lexi into P16 with damage to that front wing. All drama kicking off in Melbourne, Albert Park. What a race so far. 8 laps out of 29. We've lost 3, but it's the Ferraris and the Merc at the moment. And Alpha Gully getting in the mix. That are the ones to watch out for the moment. Can the Ferraris be stopped? That's going to be the question at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Viper losing a position out to Abyss here on lap 8 of 29. Abyss all over the back of True Aussie Gamer as well. True Aussie Gamer will not have DRS when it becomes activated. He's 1.2 seconds off the back of the Aston Martin of JDI and Mr. Thunder. A little bit of oversteer there as well as DRS gets enabled. We're going to see there from the rear wing camera of this V-Carb. Look how close that Red Bull is. And we'll see here surely now as we get down towards this DRS zone. Oh, as they come into a little bit of contact. And it'll be the Red Bull who goes through later on the brakes to get the job done. Abyss up into P9, 1.1 seconds off the back of JDI Mr. Thunder SJ.
Doing a great job so far, so good, and obviously Chandler's and Yuki really going at it as well, 3.5 10s. That DRS, is the weather going to hold up though? Are we going to have some rain? Is it going to be an overcast race? We'll have to wait and see. Some of those ERSs are really running very low, 25% on Chandler's at the moment, 36% on Yuki's, and he's coming under pressure now from Chandler's, so he's going to get with the DRS. Does he go for the move here? 19%. Chandler's really burning it. Using the DRS, going to go for the move? No, doesn't look like he's going to go for it. Yuki's going to stay with it. Locks the brakes, goes too far wide. Chandler's goes very close to the back of Yuki. He'll probably be waiting for the main straight though, but the question is if Alpha Gully slows down, Yuki will get into the DRS and that will definitely hurt Chandler's, and it doesn't look like Yuki has gotten the DRS, so Chandler's could get the position here for P5, makes the move up into P5. Great job there by the Alpine driver, and phenomenal. Gully still on those 9 lap hards, staying within Kalki. Kalki staying within Chequered, and Chequered staying in with his teammate Campbell Adams at the moment. We have 19 laps remaining. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing a Driver of the Day poll on lap 23. The last comment in the comments is the driver that goes into the poll. Me and Andy will pick one driver each, and you guys in the audience will pick a driver as well. There's 450, well there was 65 of you earlier, now dropping down to 50. There's 50 of you to write your comments in when we get around about to lap 22. So start putting those names in who you think deserves driver of the day, and do not put your mates in. Let's put it from a neutral point of view on best performances, best overtakes, best positions, or just the best racecraft in this race. So keep an eye out for that poll. Back to you, Andy, on lap 10 out of 29.
Yeah, just coming to the end of lap 10 then as we go through turns 13 and 14. Kalki gets a little bit out of shape. That's going to put him under pressure from Alpha Gully then. Kalki lost 4, 5, 6 tenths there, and he's going to come under some severe pressure. And there it is. Alpha Gully on the hard compound tyre goes through into P3, and now in hot pursuit of the 2 Ferraris, gets the double dose of DRS, which will help him out, of course, to try and close that gap down to Checkered Flag now, who's relinquished the lead to his teammate Campbell Adams. Not the first time we shall say that this evening if those two stay out in front, by the way, but Kalki hurt there by that entry through through turn 13 into 14, but managing to stick with this leading trio. F1 Shorts then is the head of the chasing pack in the Kicksauber. Over 2 seconds though the gap now, as Abyss working his way nicely through the field, SJ, on these fresh hard tyres. Definitely, as the lead of the race changes once more, definitely one to be watched is Mr. Abyss right now, sat in P5.
Yeah, definitely doing a phenomenal job, making his way up through on those hard compound tyres. Looking at some position changes there, and there we go. We've got Chicken making up 1 spot, Campbell losing 1, Gully making up 4, Kalki losing 1, Biss making up 1, Shorts gaining 2, Truos Gamer gaining 7, Viper gaining 7, JD Mai gaining 1, Hado gaining 6, Zizavai gaining 1, Watanabe losing 1, Chandler's losing 4. So he's obviously just pitted, I think, for those medium compound tyres. Yuki losing, and there's a bit of a, what's going on here? Have we lost Lexi or someone's? Oh, there's a, no, it's a pit. It's a pit stop. So interesting. Have to wait and see what's happened there. Yuki obviously losing 9, Ruben gaining 4, and Lexi gaining 1. So a few position changes, but now look at this. It's really starting to get heating up now. The top 4 are really going at it. There is literally, let me just look at the tyres. We'll look at the leader. It is literally 8 tenths from Kalki to the leader.
Yeah, it's very, very close indeed in that top 4, but keep your eye on the flying Red Bull and keep your eye on the flying McLaren as well as he gets up in between the 2 Ferraris. The Ferraris have been split for the first time tonight at Albert Park. Alpha Gully making the hard compound tyre sing a tune that is rather melodic, and that will keep Kalki interested as well. Now he can see the back of a Ferrari again for the first time in a couple of laps, but keep your eye on the Flying Red Bull. The Flying Red Bull 1.3 seconds now off the back of this leading quartet on lap 12 at the end. And the Campbell Adams train flies into the pit lane, and it's a manoeuvre. Doesn't pick up a pit lane penalty. We did see one pit lane penalty happen whilst SJ was just walking us through the previous lap, and that would have been F1 Shorts picking up 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, SJ.
Yeah, I'm just seeing here that Biss is Truos Gamer getting a 10. Oh, that's a big one. You do not want to get that, but he can serve it if anything happens. Lap 13 out of 29. But Gully has gone. He has flown. He's gone. He's 1.2 seconds to check it on those 12-lap medium compound tyres. Question is, has Campbell hurt his teammate here? Because Kalki is right on his tail, and it looks like he is even going to get the position here because we're seeing yellows and we're seeing a VSC, and he doesn't get the move done. Who's lost it? Who's lost it? Ruben's gone into the wall.
Yeah.
Ruben not having the best of races at all there. He's gone into the wall. And, yeah, he's going to have to get that front wing changed. And that has really hurt Kalki because he was about to make the move. And the VSC came out and stopped him. So that then brings Kalki to the same position as Chequered, and Chequered closer to Alpha Gully after pulling away. So what's going to be the question here? What's Gully going to do? Gully's in. Will Gully get out in front of Campbell Adams? Campbell Adams is 8th at the moment, and he is just coming round into Sector 2. So Gully could take the lead of this race. DRS is enabled. Everything is green. Gully is now coming up the main straight. Chequered is into the pits coming up the main straight. So is Kalki. Where is Campbell Adams? Campbell Adams is coming up the main straight. Gully is going to lead this race. Gully is going to lead this race. Campbell Adams has lost out there due to that VSC. So he is now behind Zissify, who is basically the last car for Gully to be in P1, because Hado and Abyss, well, they will probably... They're gonna, well, they can still continue to go.
Yeah.
But Gully was on brand fresh medium, so he's going to be extremely quick. The question is, though, is he going to be able to pull and get in front of them? And we know how quick Campbell is, because Campbell's just about to make a move on Zissify round the outside on those hard compound tyres, and there you go, he's got the job done. So it's now Campbell right behind Alpha Gully. So I got that completely wrong. TTV Abyss is leading this race after an absolutely extraordinary start to this.
Yeah, an incredible series of events there. The virtual safety car caused by Ruben, who's thrown some soft tyres on, by the way. That virtual safety car just allowed Alpha Gully to get in and get back out again. On the medium compound tyre. Got to take the medium compound tyre 15 laps then. Be interesting to see how that develops. We did see plenty of drivers look like they were losing grip and traction as Campbell Adams sets the fastest lap of the race with a 17 flat. and he's all over the back of Alpha Gully. Alpha Gully, of course, will not have, he will have DRS because he's got the back marker of Hado. No, it's not back marker. Hado's up there fighting in this top 3, but pulls off to the side. I love that from Hado. He's got himself out of the way, realised that that's not his race, and he's allowed Alpha Gully and Campbell Adams through here on lap 15 of 29 to tussle it out. And this big chase down then of Abyss. Abyss will just be heads down now, I think, SJ, unless we get a safety car, which...
Yeah, no, we've got a safety car. Or we could have one here in Sector 3. Ruben's lost it, not having the best of races at all. And, yeah, he has lost it into Sector 3. So we're now down to 15. It's really unfortunate there. And TTV Abyss leading the way, 12 seconds at front, lap 15 out of 29. Watanabe, if we can get him back in, he's still needing an invite. So if we can get him back in, that would be great. Anyone that has him, Danger, if you've got him as a friend, or Lost Yuki, if you've got him as a friend, yeah, just let us know. At the moment, 11 seconds between Campbell and TTV Abyss, and Alpha Gully has lost out to Campbell Adams on those hard compound tyres. The other driver that's lost out is Checkered Flag. He's lost out to Kalki. Kalki's actually gone out in front, but Checkered Flag's right behind, and Chandler's is now right behind Checkered Flag. So this could be very interesting here, because we know that Hado is on very old. He's on a lot older tyres than the rest of the pack, with Zesify, Hado and Abyss on those 10 laps. So anything happens, they are going to be in prime time position for a pit stop to get on faster tyres for the later stages of this race. And we've seen a couple of safety cars in this race, so can we see any more? And we've seen a few penalties as well. We're now down to 4 cars out of this race, with Abyss leading the way, and Campbell has gone into P3 as Gully leads the way. So this could be the race. These guys could just be switching and swapping and changing all the way through till the end now, until they catch up to Abyss, which they could probably use each other, because they know that Abyss is on a lot older tyres there, Andy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Abyss wants these guys to fight. I don't think they'll fight. I think they'll work together, hand in glove, to make sure that they're the ones pulling that gap down, which was 12 plus seconds not too long ago, and now it is 10 and a half. So plenty of time left to go in this race. That's the kind of time slot we want to keep our eyes on. Kalki's done a magnificent job to pull himself up towards the back of this group, but Checkered Flag is the man who's made the move on both Hado and Kalki to get himself up into P4 now, in front of the Mercedes driver. Hado drops back into P7, probably expected on the older tyres. But Checkered Flag, Kalki, Chandler's leading the charge, trying to close down on this front 3. That gap is coming down between Alpha Gully and Abyss. Not coming down by a huge amount, as he and Campbell Adams exchange positions once again throughout Sector 2. And plenty happening here, SJ, as we approach the final third of this race.
Yeah, Churros Gamer losing it. We're going to jump on board with Chandler's after this lap has done, as we've got a redeemed there. So I'll get Andy to try and get Watanabe in while we're on that, so we don't lose too much of the stream, as Hado really loses grip there, coming out into Sector 3 there. And Chandler's just probably needs to save a little bit of battery. So we're going to just jump on board. And here we go. We're going to jump on board with Chandler's for a 1 lap. And while we do that, we will see Andy try and get Watanabe back in. So here goes Chandler's making the move past Hado, and yes, he gets it done going into turn 1. So there we go, full lap of on board with Chandler's. Yes, Andy.
I won't be able to get Watanabe in. I'm streaming, don't forget. So if I try and get Watanabe in, people won't be able to see the onboard.
I can't. Well, I've asked everyone in the chat, and there's obviously a few people that are out of the race. So, yeah, we're doing our best. Unfortunately, he's last but build. Can someone please invite Watanabe? Danger, if you're in the lobby, mate, you're friends with him. Can you please get him in invite, please? We're on board with Chandler's for this flying lap. I keep thinking I'm streaming, so I'm sitting on board him. Are you on board him?
I'm on board Chandler's, mate. Don't you worry. He's just crossed the line through the chicane of death. He's coming down towards turn 11 now, and 12 gets a little bit out of shape. Hits a lot of curb there on the entry through turn 11. Into 12 he goes. using plenty of rumble strips on the outside and exit, and on the inside now. Yes, plenty of curb on the inside of 13, down through 14, and now it's the chase down towards the line for Chandler's. He's managed to get Hado out of DRS as well, so now he can just focus and concentrate his attention, can Chandler's, on trying to close that 3.6 second gap to the Ferrari of Checkered Flag. Checkered Flag and Kalki again working together to try and close that 3.7 second gap to Alpha Gully, who sits in third. Kalki in the Mercedes, of course. Checkered Flag in the Ferrari as Lexi picks up 3 seconds for multiple warnings of track limits, and his interpretation of those track limits not matching those of our race director. Abyss, though, that gap, which was 10.5 seconds, is now under 7 seconds again as Checkered Flag and Kalki exchange positions through Sector 2. That is 6.7 seconds. The Ferrari and the McLaren of Campbell Adams and Alpha Gully are chasing down this Red Bull hand over fist, SJ.
Yeah, no, they're doing a great job. We are going to jump on board with Alpha Gully on this lap, on this new lap in this second. So keep with us, guys. We've got Checkered and Kalki going at it as well. Checkered getting the job done, and here we go. We're going to see Alpha Gully get on board with him for an onboard, and he is going to try and push Campbell Adams for this win. Remember, we are going to start getting your votes in full drive of the day. We're on lap 20 out of 29. We've got 9 laps of racing left. It's been a very interesting race. A few obviously incidents, which will obviously go into the stewards. But so far so good. Cannabis, hold on here. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's 5 seconds out in front at the moment on those 14 lap hards. He needs to push everything he can. Can he make 9 seconds? Can he do it in 9 laps? That's going to be the question. We'll have to wait and see as Viper gets a 3-second time penalty there, which is very unfortunate. And Gully just using his ERS, and Campbell not having the same amount at the moment. Are those mediums going to be the better tyre than those hards at the end of this race? That's going to be the remainder of this question here. They are the quicker tyre, but are they going to hold out longer? That's going to be the question. And I'm not seeing any forecast of any rain at the moment either. And that could throw a little bit of a spanner in the works, so we get a bit of a drizzle right near the end of this race. So we're coming up to lap 21. I'm going to put something in the comments, guys. Can we start naming your DOTB, please?
Let's just have a quick look at Abyss. Because he's so far out in front, he's not really had too much coverage over the course of the last few laps. So I think it'd be pertinent to have a look at the Red Bull man as he gambles on these hard tyres. He will be begging, kicking and screaming for a safety car, I think, SJ, because that gap that was 6.8 seconds on lap 19 is now 4.5 seconds on lap 21. They will be in striking distance within the next 2 laps, I would think. DRS will be in play within the next 2 laps, which will put Abyss under some incredible amount of pressure because, of course, with Kalki and Checkered Flag pulling each other along as well, it won't be long until they're catching him as well. So Abyss, hopes of a race win a few laps ago, possibly now hoping he can hold on for a podium, SJ.
Yeah, no, I think he's done a fantastic job so far. But we know the speed of Campbell. We know he's got some serious speed. I think he may have enough laps to catch him. As you can see, Campbell can just see a little spot in front of that Red Bull, but he's got Alpha Gully right behind for the competition. And Gully's staying with that DRS, so he's just going to use that DRS, save that ERS, and continue at the moment. But Kalki's doing a phenomenal job. Kalki and Checkered are really going at it as well. Chandler's way back now, 7.6 seconds. Hado doing a great job. P8. Fantastic. From going out in Q1 to P8 as a Division 2 driver, doing a phenomenal job. And we've got yellows as Lexi is out, and that is a VSC, and that is a safety car. That is a safety car. What does Abyss do? We've got to see softs. We've got to see softs.
Abyss has got to get himself in for softs. The guys were going to catch him anyway. He's got to get himself into the pit lane, throw those red-rimmed, soft compound tyres on, as I'm pretty sure most people will. He was going to get caught anyway. Now with the safety car, he's on old tyres, as is Haydo. That's thrown Haydo right into the mud here, I think, in P8. Maybe a big enough gap behind him to the Alpine Zexifiers. Into the pit lane comes Abyss. What's Campbell Adams going to do? Campbell Adams into the pit lanes. Alpha Gully pits. Kalki following him. Checkered flag. What's Chandler's going to do? 9 seconds off the back. 11 lap old hard tyres. He's into the pit lane as well. Most drivers will dive in now, and most drivers have to. It's medium compound tyres for Abyss and Campbell Adams, and the red rims belong to Alpha Gully in the McLaren. Does that give him the advantage then, SJ, over the course of the final 5 laps of this race?
We've seen this before, haven't we? Saw this last season where Campbell Adams went on the medium compound. We went on to the softs, and DVR went on to the mediums, and they just did not last. So how much can Gully keep those tyres? He's the only one that's gone softs. So at the moment we are going to have an onboard, so we're going to jump on board with Viper for the onboard when we start the safety car restart at the moment. And obviously they still not fixed the glitch, but there's 2 guys on the softs, 3 guys on the softs. So we've got Shorts, Treyarch Gamer, and we have got Yuki as well. Guys, please put your names in for driver of the day. As soon as these guys finish, the poll will go up, so please get your names in. After this lap, we will then put your name, the last name that comes up in the comments, will go into the poll. Andy, first up, I'm going to ask you right now, while I do the poll, get ready for the poll, who is your driver of the day today?
I will go with a guy that's come up from Division 2. He's had himself a magnificent race so far, sticking to the back of the leading group. And I'm going to go for the Mercedes of Kalki.
Okay, all right, we'll go with Kalki. So there you go, Andy's vote. And we're going to put in brackets comms vote. There we go. And then I'm going to go with... who has been very, very good tonight? This is tough, you know. It's not easy, this driver of the day, Malaki. You're going to do it...
I'm glad you asked me first.
I'm going to go with Abyss.
Abyss, nice. So we've got Abyss and Kalki as the 2 locked-in votes from the commentary team. We're looking for one more. So everybody else, we're looking for one more name, right, SJ?
Yeah, and the last one is Gully. So, Alpha Gully. I'm going to change my vote. Actually, I'm going to change my vote. I'm going to put Haydo.
Okay.
Haydo's done absolutely fantastic. And Alpha Gully.
Alpha Gully, Kalki, and Haydo as the potential drivers of the day.
Yeah.
We are on board, or we will be on board shortly with Viper for that safety car restart. I imagine we'll get going again on lap 25, which will give us 5 laps of racing to determine who's going to start the season with a big fat win here in Division 1 at Rush Racing League. Saturday nights got better. 35 days we've been without this. Feels like a lot longer, but we are back with a bang at Albert Park in Melbourne, and we'll be getting ready as the safety car will come in at the end of lap 24, and lap 25 will get going green again. What will Campbell Adams and Alpha Gully do? But we will be focusing our attention on the V car, the Red Bull racing car of Viper, due to our onboard. Looking forward to this last 5 laps then, SJ. What a great way to start the season.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate. Unfortunate with... and do you know what the weirdest thing is as well, right? All 5 drivers are all different teams as well. So, really changes the standings as well. Obviously, 2 Ferraris still in it. We've got 2 Alpines still in it. It looks like we've got 2 Astons still in it. Everyone's going to score points as well. So even though Watanabe is probably not in the server still, which is unfortunate. He will still score points as well. So, yep, it's going to be interesting. But we are going green, and Abyss has gone, Campbell has gone, Gully has gone. Can Gully catch the top two on those soft compound tyres? 25 laps. We've got 4 laps of racing remaining until the end of this race. The pole is up, and we will make the decision at the end of lap 29 who will give the neutral point of view of who we'll give the vote to. But we need to jump on board with Viper for flying laps. So Andy, get on board Viper and let's see what he's got, because he's in a really good position, but he does have that penalty.
Yeah, we've been on board with Viper since before the safety car got started, mate, so don't worry, we are on board with him. And he's got a front row seat to the cars coming together out in front, it seems. Alpha Gully, Checkered Flag, Abyss, Campbell Adams taking the lead of this race. Kalki also in the mix, but Viper managing to close right up to the back of Chandler's in the Alpine here on lap 25 and 29. He's in with a shout here, Viper. Yes, he's got the penalty, but he's managed to drop Hado. So Hado 1.5 seconds off the back of the V-Car. And here we go then as we cross the line. That's the flying lap done then. Down towards turn 1 we go. And it's Checkered Flag on the chase behind the soft tyre runner of Alpha Gully. Alpha Gully trying to put Abyss under some pressure. If Alpha Gully's going to win this race, I feel, SJ, he's got to get himself past Abyss relatively quickly before Campbell Adams starts to streak away from this chasing group.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing moves happening left, right and centre at the moment. We're also seeing JD Mai trying to attack Zetify there, trying to get the move done. And he does get the move done on Treyros Gamer as well. We've then got Zetify out in front. We're going a little bit further up to the top. There's a little bit of a gap there between Hado, 1.8 seconds nearly 2 seconds to Viper, so he's falling back, way back. Doesn't have any penalties though at the moment, so we will get in front of Viper if Viper doesn't make any mistakes. And we've got Yuki getting past Shorts there, going up to the front. Checkered Flag is really putting the pressure on Gully, goes around the right hand side, gets the job done, he's forced it away wide there. Gully's gone into the car there, a little bit of an incident, so that will definitely be looked at there by the onboard steward of Dante. Dante will definitely be pushing that in there. Did Checkered give Gully enough room when he took the overtake there, and he's got damage, and that has really hurt Gully's race, and he's got no front right plate. Checkered up into P3. Oh, this is going to be a very, very talking point here. And Abyss, well, he's in P2. Is he going to be the one to put the pressure on Campbell to really cause a problem here? And knock Ferrari off the podium? We'll have to wait and see, because Kalki's still in with a shout as well. But where is the onboard steward? There is an investigation. Needs to be in the chat, Dante. Come on, keep with the program. There's drama going on this last lap, but that is massive happening on the last lap regarding Alpha Gully there.
Yeah, absolutely. Alpha Gully and Checkered Flag getting right into it then. And that's caused problems for the McLaren man. He dropped all the way back down to P7 with damage on those soft compound tears. He'd have been hoping that those tyres would have carried him. But Abyss here, Abyss right on the rear end as JD My Thunder and Hado get into it. They've crashed at the chicane of death. Rings true yet again. It's Aston Martin and Haas out here on lap 27. And that just means that we'll just have to focus our attention here, because Abyss, lap 27, probably doesn't want to get the move done too early here on Campbell Adams. Will want to be in this position as they start lap 29. This is the penultimate lap then, lap 28 of 29. Ferrari, Red Bull, Ferrari. Then a 1.2 second gap back to the Mercedes of Kalki, who seems to have dropped out of contention. But Chandler's will be up on his rear wing. Chandler's in the Alpine does indeed have Viper for company as well. Then a 2.9 second gap back to the damaged McLaren. So Kalki trying desperately to get himself back up into DRS range of the Ferrari of Checkered Flag. Almost there, as Checkered Flag 1.5 tenths off the back of the Red Bull as F1 Shorts picks up 3 seconds worth of time penalties. It's Abyss trying to chase down. Look at these 3 cars going side by side down towards the chicane of death. This cannot end in a good way if they go through side by side. But Checkered Flag goes from 3rd up to 1st on his 28th lap of racing through the chicane. Checkered Flag, Abyss, Campbell Adams. Campbell Adams relegated from 1st down to 3rd. Probably feels like that's not a terrible place for him to be in, though, as he starts lap 29 and the DRS zone comes up, SJ.
Yeah, here we go. 37%. Checkered Flag is in a little bit of trouble here. He's got Hardy and ERS. Abyss has got a lot. Campbell has got quite a lot as well. So we're on the last lap of racing of Division 1. Round number 1, ladies and gentlemen. This is round number 1, not round number 18, round number 1. And what racing has been. Checkered Flag is leading the way on his debut back at the moment in that Ferrari. Abyss is going to go for the move very, very soon. He knows what to do. This could be a great points for Red Bull. And remember, Abyss is reserving tonight for Red Bull as they do have no driver, full-time driver, only one full-time driver in danger. But Kalki, can he cause a problem? Can he get to the back of Campbell? That's going to be the question. He's on 45%. Campbell's on 82. You can see he's following Abyss round the corner. Here it goes. Is Abyss going to make the move? Because Campbell looks like he's going to make the move. The Ferrari's getting the slipstream. Campbell's going to box him out. He can't box him out. Abyss goes round the outside. Can he get the job done? Abyss goes round. He's got one more opportunity. Campbell's got 10%. Abyss can take the win here. He's got so much more ERS. He's going round on the left-hand side. He's going to go round the outside of Campbell. Abyss gets it. He switches. I think he's going to get the win here, Andy. I'm bloody sweating. Abyss has got one corner to go and he's going to get the win. Campbell is all over the place. He's all over him. Can he get the move? 33%. Abyss has got 30%. Burn that ERS, mate. You've got the win. Campbell is now coming to the line and Abyss wins round 1. Campbell P2, Checkered P3 and Kalki P4. Gunners P5. What an end to round 1 at Albert Park, Melbourne, Andy.
That is the most incredible opening to a season I think we've ever seen here at Rush Racing League. 1 second covering the top 5 drivers, and Abyss in the Red Bull beating and besting the reigning world champion in Campbell Adams by less than 1/10 of a second. 900ths in it. 2/10 back to Checkered Flag, and it's Red Bull standing atop step of the podium, followed by 2 Ferraris. What a start to the season. What a great race that from Abyss. Super stuff from him. He picks up the Games Driver of the Day in... it said he was... Oh, no, it didn't say he was in Ferrari. He picks up the Games Driver of the Day. What a race, SJ. I'm sure that everybody watching for those last 5 laps was absolutely astonished by the way that Abyss has gone round and claimed that victory.
Yeah, absolutely extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. I think we've got to. I'm gonna revoke my vote because obviously Alpha Gully and Hado did DNF, but we would have put them in. But unfortunately, the vote has finished, and it looks like it is going to be Kalki will get driver of the day. Obviously, a great debut for him for Division 1 to finish P4, so well deserved. And yeah, fantastic. So there we go with the points. We're going to get these guys in for a comms box interview. So there you go. Andy, take it away with the classification results of the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Abyss that claims this opening victory of the season in the Red Bull, coming from 6th on the grid to take the win. Campbell Adams, despite getting the fastest lap of the race, couldn't quite squeak it out and take the race victory. Finishes P2. Checkered Flag joins him on the podium in P3. It's then Kalki, super drive from the previous Division 2 driver, up into P4 in the Mercedes. Chandler's Alpine, great race from him as well, by the way, in P5. Alpha Gully P6, 7. It's Viper 8th in the Alpine. Another good drive from both Viper and Zexify. Zexify P8, P9. It's F1 Shorts, a good recovery drive from him after some incidents as well. Watanabe, whether or not he could get in, I do not know, in P10. We'll call True Aussie Gamer potentially P10, even though he finished in P11. We don't know whether Watanabe stayed the course. But yeah, what a magnificent first race of this season. The first of many races, of course, we've got here at Rush Racing League. Not just this weekend, but of course over the whole season. A whole variety of different drivers in terms of their capability, pace, are going to make great viewing for us here over the course of this season, SJ. Right, I'm going to go and see if I can get into theatre mode to find myself a Ferrari.
Room. Obviously, a few guys not happy with the drive of the day, but this is the thing. Probably should have gone for someone else, but unfortunately, that was the decision that was made. But we are going to jump on board, and we are going to kick it off with drive of the day. Kalki, mate, you have got drive of the day by the vote. We are going to try and change it not to a vote, so it is a neutral vote between me and Andy. But the results were obviously yourself 67%, Alpha Gully was 27%, and Hado was 7%. But we didn't know that those guys were going to have a bit of a kerfuffle at the end there. So first of all, take us a little bit about your race, going from qualifying and also the race, and also your first debut in Division 1.
Yeah, honestly, pretty pumped about that. My biggest scare was probably Q2 when I invalidated first corner. Just made it in. Thankfully, no one else beat it, so I could start a bit higher. Was surprised about the P3, especially with the other teams towing and unfortunately not having, but obviously something must have happened. But amazing drive from Abyss as well. Came through the back of the pack to front. Definitely might have been saved a little by that safety car, but still a great drive. But yeah, I'll take a P4 in this type of grid. Absolutely stacked.
Yeah, phenomenal work. Great job, mate. Well deserved. And over to you, Andy.
Yeah, Kalki, super stuff, my friend. What a race that was from you. Division 2 champion last year, coming up and mixing it in with the big boys. What a way to kickstart the season. There was a moment where I thought you might had that front three come into some kind of contact at the chicane of death. I thought you might have just been able to pick your way through. You had a front row seat to that battle. In terms of your confidence level coming into this race, how's this kind of impacted you, do you think, for the rest of the season, knowing that you can mix it up?
I just know if I can fix my qualifier, I can do some stuff in the race. I definitely know. Last season didn't really in Div 2 couldn't really see, but qualifying pace is definitely where I lack. But having that race pace definitely helps. But yeah, confidence is pretty high, especially with that P4. Unfortunate about Alpha Gully. A little bit of an incident there. I don't know what happened, but gave me P4 basically, so I'll take that.
Yeah, congratulations, mate. Well done. Great drive.
Thank you.
All right. We'll go in. We'll head over to P3. Checkered Flag, mate. Welcome back, Checkered. What a start to the season, mate. In the Ferrari, you had a great quali. Obviously worked very, very well with Campbell tonight. Obviously your teammates for the season, which is really good to see. And obviously we can see that you're working really, really well together. But tell us a little bit about your quali in your race, because obviously everything seemed to go to plan tonight for Ferrari.
Yeah, quali was good. Campbell was a huge lifesaver with synchronizing the whole slipstream effect. So I just sat behind him in qualifying, to be honest. So I still feel like I would have been P2 anyways. The pace felt really strong, but massive thank you to Campbell. He's a great guy, great teammate. So I want a big shout out for him for helping me secure my front row in the grid. Race was going all right until I think it was the safety car restart that I was leading. I kind of screwed it up and let everyone back in the DRS after we almost gapped them, but mistakes. And then unfortunately I collided with Abyss. Not Abyss. Alpha Gully late in the race. 100% my fault. I will take full responsibility of that. Just got new pedals, so I'm still learning how to do it. And I thought, all right, surely I'm ready for an aggressive move, but it was a mistake, and I'll take it on the chin as a learning lesson. But yeah, I was pretty happy with the race. Just, yeah, the late race safety car made everything definitely very, very exciting though. But yeah, not bad.
No, great start. A real good start, and going to be obviously a great season. Obviously with even that being round one. So yeah, no, congratulations. Obviously the stewards will make the decision there, and obviously they are extremely strict this season. Obviously with the new system that we've got in place with the cheat sheet. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one how that's going to go. But I'm sure that they will make the right decision. And over to you, Andy.
Yeah, Checkered, great race, mate. Well done. Firstly, I'd just like to say thank you to you for kind of coming in into the comms box and owning that incident with Alpha Gully. I think that's a real good indication to everybody else who does league racing that, you know what, you have to take accountability for your actions. So well done on that, my friend. It's lovely to have you back, and it's lovely to have you in the comms box yet again. The rest of the race then, the rest of the season then. Obviously, you had a little break, you're back. You've got a good teammate. What are your ambitions for this season then, based around the pace that you've shown so far, the teammate you've got, and the rest of the calendar?
I'm just here to win the Constructors' Championship. Because Campbell's a good friend, needed a teammate, so I just thought, why the hell not? Might as well help him out. So my ambition is to just help a friend, help Ferrari as well, just win the Constructors' Championship. So that's just my main ambition.
You sound like a thoroughly nice chap, Checkered. Thank you very
Thank
much. Congratulations on the result on track today. Obviously, we talked about the stewards will have their say on the incident, but congratulations on what all in the main seemed like a good drive, and obviously a good result. Well done.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
All right. And then we'll head over to P2. Campbell. Not used to finishing P2, I know that for a fact, but what a start to the season. Give us your review on tonight's performance and quali.
The performance overall was not too bad. Quali was decent. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was decent. Race was going well. Obviously, the different strategies between me and Gully, and then also Abyss out front who pitted early, safety car. So I knew it would be tough to track him down, but it seemed like I think the hards really suited me. I just had really, really good pace on them. I was able to keep Gully at bay even though he was on new mediums, and felt pretty quick to Abyss, but obviously that safety car kind of ruined it for me. Kind of put it all even again. So I knew it'd be a game between me and Abyss. Gully, I thought it would be in, but he went softs for some reason. I'm not too sure why. And then obviously Checkered and Kauki as well. So I knew it was between all of us. But fair play to Abyss. Like, to beat me and Checkered when we're both trying to out get him, and he was obviously saying he was struggling with his setup as well. So to beat us with those circumstances, I know I wouldn't have been able to. So complete hats off to him.
No, great job. And I'll pass you over to Andy.
Campbell, we speak yet again. Numerous occasions we've spoken over the course of the last 6 months or so. Not normally in this position in P2, as SJ alluded to, but what a fantastic way to start the season. 900ths of a second back from Abyss in the end. Hell of a close race. A second covering the top 5 drivers, which is phenomenal. You mentioned, I've got a question for you there. You mentioned the surprise at Alpha Gully going on the soft tyre. Do you think that the soft tyre's a bad tyre choice at Albert Park for 5 laps after a safety car?
Yeah, 100%. I as soon as I saw him put on softs, was I think it was 7 laps to go when he pitted, but obviously 5 racing laps. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, that he's not going to go well for him because they wear so bad, and when they get to 20%, it's like all grip is lost. So I'm not sure why that decision was made, but I don't believe he didn't have a set of mediums left, to be fair, because he used them in qualifying and then used his set for the race. So he didn't really have an option, but obviously putting those softs on, I knew towards the end he wouldn't really be a contender just because of how fast they drop off.
There you go. And that's for all the other division drivers sat here scribbling down notes from the reigning world champion. A little bit of inside information and intel for the rest of this racing weekend. Although you're only the group driving at Albert Park, I'm pretty sure that people will still be taking notes for their race starts, I believe, at Monza. Obviously, a very successful season last year, multiple race wins. I forget how many, probably 15, possibly 16. As we move into the remainder of this season then with a long calendar, what are your hopes and dreams driving for the Prancing Horse?
Obviously to get the championship again. That's obviously the target. Obviously, it seems like we got a fair bit of competition here, which is always good to have. So, yeah, that's obviously the goal, and obviously winning overalls and constructors is the other goal. So, there's a lot to achieve here, but I reckon we can do it.
Yeah, well, if history and recent history tells us anything, it's certainly that you will be there or thereabouts come the final round of the season. Congratulations again on P2, on the season opener, Season 8, Campbell, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, and then we will go over to the last one, and we don't normally say this, and obviously we've interviewed Campbell as P2, but Abyss, the reserve driver, not full-time, just remember that, ladies and gentlemen, he's not full-time, it's reserve driver, jumping in the Red Bull. Abyss, welcome to Rush, mate, and what a start that was. You questioned on some of the driving, but tonight, mate, everything was just... That must have been bum on seat right at the end there on that last few laps, especially with having obviously the two Ferraris. But give us a little bit of an insight in your quali and your race tonight, my friend.
Are you entertained?
Very, mate, very. you sure you don't want to change that? You sure you don't want to change that from a reserve to a full time?
Well, fucking hell!
They need a driver. They need a driver. But no,
this
go
setup might be the worst thing I have ever driven. I don't know if you've watched any of my hard stint, but every single time I touched the right pedal, I was losing the rear end. I think Campbell at the start of the stint was over 2 seconds a lap faster than me, and then it came back to about 1.2 or something. But I basically had no chance of beating him. I think a podium was definitely on without the final safety car. But again, as I did in Wallaby last season, sort of took it back 6 months. I won this exact race round 1 Australia, doing pretty much the exact same strategy. Got an early safety car, boxed early for the hards when no one else did. Went long, and I think with a better setup, honestly, I could have probably won this race. I think 16 seconds I had to Campbell when he came out of the pits. I like to think I'm not an entire second a lap slower, especially around a track so short as Albert Park than Campbell, so I'll have to do some work for Tuesday because we've got another race here on Tuesday. But I think something like that will work in my favour going forward. But yeah, that was brilliant. Qualifying sucked. Couldn't get comfortable. Couldn't push. And then invalidated my last lap where I was actually purple in sector 1. Happens. Started P7. There'll be a report coming in because I had one bloke fly past myself and Danger under safety car, and he managed to hold on to the positions and then didn't want to give him back. So that will be getting reported. But anyway, I just can't believe that's happened. What a last lap battle as well. Campbell, honestly, any other driver on the grid probably destroys me into that final braking zone. But as always, Campbell, safe, best and fairest for sure. Gave me the space on the outside. I left him just enough on the inside. Fantastic battle. And the 2v1, I just can't believe I've won that. No, I just had enough to hold on. So yeah, honestly, well done, Campbell. Probably deserves that one. You're definitely going to win that one on the hards. But hey ho, what a battle, what a race. I cannot believe I'm standing here right now, especially the other car I was feeling out there.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, emotions and just reading some of the comments and saying you're going a bit mad on stream, and I probably can feel that you're one of those people that get a little bit emotional, and a bit emotions get run high when you're racing. But that's a great start, especially for Red Bull as well. Obviously, it was very, very good in quali between you and Danger. It seemed like you were working together with the toes in quali. Unfortunately, I think by a miraculous move that he made, I don't know what the stewards are going to say about that, but obviously we'll leave that to him. Unfortunately, he's out, and then yourself, you moved from the back. We've got a few comments coming in saying they're not very, very happy about drive of the day, but unfortunately we can't give it to everyone. We have to give it to someone. We know that you were going to score top points. We don't know where Kalki was going to end up finish, and obviously Kalki did get the vote, but that's a really, really good start going for Red Bull. Now obviously the momentum going into obviously next week. How do you feel now? I know you're a reserve, and we'll take it as a full-time seat for the time being, just so we can go. But obviously, Texas next week is that a track that you're pretty confident around?
This will not happening. This will not be happening again around Texas. I can assure you that track and me do not work well. That track, Campbell, probably is a second a lap faster than me because I just can't get it on this game. I've never really got it. It's one of those bogey tracks for me. I've never been much good. But hey, I'll throw my hat in and I will give it a red hot crack. We've got it there on Wednesday, so I'll be well trained for Wallaby round 1. So I'll be seeing a lot of the tracks, so maybe that will give me a bit of a hand. I'm not sure if I'm racing yet. I've got to see what's happening next week and all that. But yeah, just take it race by race for now. But yeah.
David will want you to after that performance, mate. You'll be getting DMs left, right, and centre. But no, congratulations. A real good start to the season for yourself, for your momentum, and for the team. And over to you, Andy.
Yeah, Abyss. Somebody once sang that life's a roller coaster and you've just got to ride it. And I think you rode the roller coaster of life tonight. It was absolutely stupendous to see the defence there through the last few corners as you'd made the move over Campbell Adams. The stint that you did on the hard tyre, we were monitoring you all the time. You hadn't had much screen time. So I thought, you know what, I'll just dip over to Abyss for a little while here. And we could see that time being eroded pretty rapidly by 2 seconds, like you say, a second a lap, 2 seconds every couple of laps. And even Kalki and Chandler's were beginning to close the gap as well. So the win looked like it was out of your hands and the podium was probably under threat. The virtual safety car right at the death there absolutely saved it, turned into a full safety car. And there was no looking back. But what a battle. The greatest finish I think I've seen here at Rush Racing League since I've been here, with the top 5 covered by just over 1 second. We'd love to see you back next week in a variety of cars. I'm sure that we'll be vying for your signature for Texas. Whether or not you've said you can't drive it or not is a different matter. What's your attitude towards the rest of this season? If you can turn up here regularly, do you think you can challenge every week?
Why not? I mean, I'm going to be racing Campbell and Lefty, obviously, when he's here. I'm going to be racing them if I race here across 3 leagues. So we're good mates. We hang out in calls all the time. We do 5 lappers. We used to hang out in calls during races as well. So we're good mates. We really respect each other. I've got a lot of respect for those two there. They got some really good pace, really good consistency, and obviously trying to learn everything I can. And I used a bit of their wisdom today against Campbell that I've learned from just racing with them, racing against them, just learning a lot off them. They've really helped me develop. Obviously, I've found some pace on this game, but also it's not just about pace. It's about positioning yourself, putting yourself in the right position to win the race. And I haven't won many races in Tier 1 or in top divisions like that, but I think that goes down as my best, just strategically 1v2ing 2 of the better drivers in the OC region as well. Just absolutely fantastic and absolutely ecstatic.
Yeah, I'm absolutely stoked for you. Absolutely stoked for you, mate. Super stuff. And
Has he got TikTok?
Say again?
Who?
Does Abyss have TikTok?
Not really.
You don't have TikTok? That's a shame.
Not really.
I was going to say, mate, share that and put that all over the socials, mate, because that was just a fantastic last lap. You should be very proud. That was good racing. Very well done. Sorry, Andy, back to you. Sorry.
No, you're all right, my friend. I'd asked all my questions. I'm just super stoked for you, Abyss, and I wish you as much luck as possible for the rest of the season, my friend.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. That is Division 1 wrapped. And obviously, they will be heading over to Texas next week. A completely different calendar to obviously Division 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Andy, what a night. What a night. Q1, 2, 3. Few little bombshells there. Obviously, Chua's Gamer going out and Viper going out very early. But also, one thing I want to put out tonight, before we do wrap it up tonight, few drivers missing. Big drivers, big names, So next week, Texas, if we get the full package, the full team, it could change things. You know, DVR not there tonight, Left 4 Dead not there tonight, you know, Lumi not making an appearance, Alfonso not making an appearance, you know, some real big key drivers not making appearances. Do you think that's going to change the dynamics next week to Coda?
Well, if you're a driver and you've not managed to make it this weekend, people have reasons they can't make it. I understand that. But if you're one of those drivers and you haven't managed to make this week, and you rewatch this race, or you've watched this race and you don't have the enthusiasm for racing pumping through your veins after that finish, I don't know, because that was some race, some finish, and I think again with Left 4 Dead coming back, we remember Left 4 Dead and Campbell Adams racing for McLaren last year. The tussle that they had on that final race of the season at Miami. I think, anything's possible if we get all the drivers in. Can we have a race as good as that? That's the challenge I'm going to throw down. Turn up, guys, and see if you can create a race as good or better than the one that we've just witnessed around Albert Park.
Yeah, no, here, there, Andy. That was it's a great opener, and also an opener for the OCE as well. OCE League racing at Melbourne Albert Park. Like, what more could you want? So, well, that's one down, and sorry to say, another 5 to go. Obviously, tomorrow we've got the double header of Division 4 starting up. Remember, they starting off at 5 p.m. AEDT, so the lobby opens at 4:30. They will be starting off at 5 p.m. AEDT, and then we will be heading over to Division 2, which I'm probably going to say is the most stacked competitive grid that we have this season. They are phenomenal. We've got some serious drivers in there as well. We've also got some serious drivers in Division 1, without a doubt, but Division 2 is going to be very interesting, and so is Division 4. They will be starting off with Monza. So tomorrow night, that will be a short qualifying, obviously, because it's a sprint. So we'll do a short in the first part and then a short going into the feature. So a little bit more up for grabs, a little bit more on the point system there. So it's going to be a great start, especially to the Temple of Speed. Just a big shout out there to also our followers tonight. We've got Lambahar, we've got Martellian, we've got Ryder, we've got Quote, we've got Sam32626, Sacred Silence, Crimsy. Thank you very much for the follows. Thank you very much to the onboards. And also, once again, Andy, it's great to have you back in the comms box this season for Season 8 and Division 1.
Yeah, absolute pleasure to be here, as always. Certainly in Division 1, never fails to deliver, and it's done it again. Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to tune in tomorrow for more action. We've got 2 races, so get ready for more pumped action as well. But before we go, I will leave you a quote, as I always do every season. Red Bull take out the win in the first race of the season. You think Abyss is going to go from reserve, or will it be full time? We'll have to wait and see in Coda. Take care. Good night.